No, I'm not. I have a little bit of
This
a
is
memory.
class 2, and we're going to do a little talk here about what it says here. Your posture is a reflection of how your brain is functioning. We're going to get a little deeper on that, on what exactly that means, and how life will show up in our posture. So when our posture is bad, our health is not doing well. So sometimes it's a symptom, but sometimes it's also a cause. But either way, strengthening our posture will help us when issues arise. So we talked about the structure of health last time. So health is the roof. We need to set up certain pillars that keep our structure strong, and our posture is our foundation. So if our posture is bad, exercising is going to work as well, chiropractic's not going to work as well, dieting, etc., whatever else you want to throw in there. So we got the termites of stress. I made this up here, but it's an old chiropractic talk, the 3 T's they call it. So I just call them termites because it can affect your foundation, which is our posture, which is what we're talking about. So trauma is like injuries, but also what we call in chiropractic subluxations, bones being out of place, or just your job, just like working in a hunched over position. That's trauma over time. So that can show up in our posture. Yeah, we get that rounded, we're overworked in certain areas, certain muscles are tighter, certain muscles are shorter.
And I'm an example of that.
Yeah, we see that in our posture, right? Another T is toxins. So that's the food we eat, the air we breathe. That can all,
we live with
our digestive system, that'll show up as well neurologically in our posture. And then our thoughts. I see this in young girls, they hunch, they're shy, or we're downcast, so we'll get a little hunched up in our posture as well. So we'll see that emotionally and stress-wise. These are all stressors, we call them. So they're stressing our spine. They're stressing us neurologically, and why we see it in our posture is because our spine protects our nervous system. So if there's stress on our nervous system, it's going to reflect in the bone structure. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
So posture always shows up with muscular imbalances. So that's more goes back to the trauma. So let's say I'm working hunched over, my pecs are overworked, my upper shoulders get tight, and that's an imbalance. So every time there's a tight, short muscle, we got weak muscles that are overstretched. They're inhibited, we call them. They're not allowed to work as they should. And when we have those imbalances, we talked about this last week, that leads to our arthritis, our ligaments and our joints starting to take the hit. Why are they doing that? They're trying to protect the nervous system. So they're locking things down. It's a self-defense mechanism. So we need to bring balance to the muscle to save our joints. And we'll show some examples there. Today we're talking about uneven hips. So we're going to look a lot at the leg muscles, but also our core, because our core is the foundation. We need to always have that right anytime we're approaching any types of exercises. And that's why some people will go to physical therapy and they get worse, because we're not addressing the core, we're not addressing the stance, and we're not treating the spine as a whole with exercise. So it's not about doing tons and learning all these different exercises in this book. It's just about getting that right form and finding some exercises that challenge you so you can be stronger, so these termites won't bother you as much. Because let's say even it affects our neurological state when we sit up straight and we breathe deeply from our diaphragm, right? It relieves one of the T's, the thoughts. It takes some of that stress away. You're activating different parts of your nervous system, activating different parts of your brain. So posture can be a symptom, but it can also be the cause too. So it could be maybe diet's affecting your posture if your gut's really bad. So we do need to address those areas as well, and then those will tie into the pillars. Like with chiropractic, we're addressing some of the trauma, right? So there's the tightness, we're stretching that, we're loosening things up, maybe we're getting the bone back in place. But if there's that weak, overstretched muscle still, it's not going to hold it in place. That's the problem. So there's no foundation, there's no support. So that pillar just goes right back out of place, falls down. So that some people go to chiropractor all the time, feel a little bit better, and it comes right back. So it's that seesaw action. All right? Questions on that?
How many sessions do you normally do?
We do 4.
Okay.
But you can come as many times as you want.
Well, that's what I'm.
Every week is the same class. Some people a little different,
Right,
some
but
people come twice.
if I just kept coming until I understood it a little better.
Yeah.
Because
This is
what
confusing.
you're saying is, if you got decent posture, you can work on all the other stuff.
Exactly. Start
the other
there.
stuff will, because I always ask you, how come I'm so tight? Well,
We'll work together with it.
posture is
So,
the
like,
start of it.
If we take our muscle imbalances into the gym with exercises, we have a tendency to hurt ourselves or sprain a joint.
Because you
or-
told me
or
this
pull
won't
a
help me.
muscle.
I have to do something
Yeah,
else.
and like I was saying before, it's not so much about the exercise, but getting your form right. Like, yeah, you should do bicep curls, but if you're doing bicep curls all hunched over,
Yeah,
is it gonna help you?
because this is the first place I ever came to where I'm a big skeptic, but ever since I've been coming here,
You bring up a great point, because I get this all
the
the
third
time.
one,
Like,
thoughts.
what exercise should I do, Nate? It's like, we gotta, get the form right first. We gotta talk about that, and it takes some time to get. Like,
Well, I
last
mean,
week
this
there
is
was
a-
a lot of
yeah.
confusion, and that's just how it goes in the first class. It's a
This is
little
the
tricky.
first place that I ever thought that I actually practiced self-talk. So I was always like,
You gotta get you right so you can handle your exercise. So I don't want you coming here for the rest of your life.
right.
I don't like you that much, no. But we gotta get your body balanced so you can handle that. And exercise, that's your daily life too. Going out and like doing your job, that's exercise.
Well, like, I always complain my knees hurt, but maybe if I had better posture, they wouldn't hurt so much.
Maybe there's muscle balance. That's what we're looking at a lot today, because the hips and the knees all tie together.
Because if my knees didn't hurt, I could exercise more.
And like with diet,
That's
that's
one
not
thing.
one thing you'll think about a lot, but a lot of people, like especially with me, I lost so much weight just working on my form, my posture, because it helps, move things along. We get so stagnant in our bowels. Because
You don't look like you were ever heavy.
I've lost 30 pounds since doing this stuff, and I had lots of digestive issues. That's the biggest. I was always tired. I had no attention span in like high school. I'd fall asleep after lunch. It's like because I'd eat, and my body just couldn't handle it. I would pass out, like no matter like if I was stabbing myself with a pencil. And I talked a little bit about that at the beginning, but we won't get hung up on that too much. But
Okay.
the take home here is all these things will be reflected in our posture. All these three T's, the termites. And so posture will reflect our health. So if we got good foundation, strong pillars, when we do have injuries, we'll be able to withstand them better. Like when you were a kid, you went on a roller coaster, you're fine after. Now you go on a roller coaster, like, my neck, my back, there's so much muscle imbalance. That injury happens easier. So age plays a factor, genetics play a factor, but we gotta do what we can to be the best version we can in this current state we're at. And everything else too, like immune system attacks, maybe other things that we have attacking us. I call them like the storm, the lightning coming down, the hail. So we gotta have a good structure, because if this collapses, our nervous system collapses. That's the end of the road right there. More questions? Thoughts, griping, complaints? We'll go quickly over what we did last week, just because that's so important. So the three major exercises we went over with the bumblebee. Where are they at? Oh, this page is important too. Write down what you find today. What's tight? What's
Because I don't share.
We're gonna be sharing.
share?
I don't share when it comes to
What's
that.
tight? What's weak? What's hard for you? Maybe raising one leg is harder than the other. That's important stuff. That tells you what your muscle imbalance is, so keep track there. Or maybe you just had a thought, you write in the margins. Well, we did these three, the eagle, the bumblebee, and the butterfly, so let's go over those quickly.